So the gist of what I'm saying essentially is that money causes more problems than it solves. It is a commodity that is not very easy to come by, although we are obliged to come by it if we want any kind of quality of life. And if you've got a lot of it, it's incredibly easy to make more, which is just one of the things that I think should highlight the stupidity of the whole situation. That all it takes to make money is money, not just because the bankers that control the system can print it out of nothing, which is nice for them, but also because if you do have it, you basically need to buy something and then sell it for more than you bought it for, and you're gonna make money. And that's just what people do basically. There's other kind of games people play with it, stocks and shares and things like that, where you just buy imaginary portions of something that is already making money, and you make even more money out of it. And there's a lot of bullshit systems in place that serve to make money for people that already have a lot. But for people that don't, you're basically trapped into manual labour, or it may not necessarily be manual labour. You might do white collar work, but you're pretty much stuck doing something that serves no real purpose other than to occupy your time and until you shuffle off this mortal coil. If you've got money, it's great. If you haven't, it's shit. Why should we all be obliged into that system? Why should we still be worshipping a system that causes crime, that causes war? We know money is certainly the motivating factor behind most wars. It's the thing that makes wars go on and on and on and on. And again, you need to do your own research on that. There's lots of it available, and that they will explain that point far better than I can. So it's time, I think, to explore new avenues, and they should be avenues. This is the point I want to make, and this is the point I'm going to leave you on. I think there should be avenues that end up in a system which rewards people for goodness. Okay. Because this is the crux of money as well. If people that deserved it got it, then it might be a bit of a better thing as well. But they don't. Someone can look after 4 kids, work 40 hours a week, take care of their parents, respect their neighbours, love their friends. Someone can be just a great person, and they can be turning around with £250 at the end of the week, and then they might be paying rent, which is £200 a week, or even 150 a week if you live outside London and you or you've got just a bedroom or something like that. But whatever, you're pretty much spending all your money all the time, unless you're making lots and lots of money. We're talking I think you've got to make more than £30,000 a year to save anything in the UK at the moment. Unless you don't have bills, but even that's a different story. But you're very probably relying on someone's charity in that case, or you're just in some other kind of situation that you've been fortunate or skillful enough to work yourself into. But for normal people, you need more than £30,000 a year to start thinking about anything other than just breathing, basically. Breathing for a sustained period. So we need to work out a system that perhaps rewards people for their good deeds, instead of just rewards them for having been born into privilege, which meant that they went to a privileged school, which meant they went to a privileged university, which means they can get privileged jobs. and it means that they can be paid, you know, £100,000 a year for like not even working as hard as the person that I just described, you know, without getting into, you know, what job is worth what, you know, who should be paid what for what, you know, because obviously that's just a massive disparity. You know, I mean, we look at what football players earn, you know, for basically doing something that kids are doing for free every day all around the world because they love doing it, you know, without looking at, you know, maybe what a solicitor earns. I mean, let's not pretend solicitor hasn't worked hard to get to the position they have, because obviously it's taken lots of study and lots of effort to do that, but are they physically working harder than, you know, than a street cleaner? And the most important question is, are they making a greater contribution to society than a street cleaner? So that is the consideration I think is most important, is rewarding people for their effort in society, rewarding people for their input, not rewarding them because they're fortunate enough to be in a position of privilege, and their parents were in a position of privilege, and their grandparents were in a position of privilege, and they're the people that get all the privileges, because that's the society that we live in at the moment, and that's the thing that we need to change. Money could be a part of it, you know. I'm just saying that it's working towards a moneyless society would be the best thing for everyone. If it can't happen within the next 100 years, I could understand that, but we could certainly start making some changes towards that direction, start working out systems that better reward people for good deeds, as opposed to you know, rewarding them for nothing, or rewarding them for being born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Yeah, that's it. I've said already I'm going to talk about the things when you start responding to these videos. I hope that you'll listen to my message. I hope that I'm still around to respond and to you know, to enter a discourse about this. You know, who knows what's going to happen, but I think I'll see you soon. I'm a bit concerned, you know, because I will be trying to get more actively involved in this sort of thing, and I do think that it's going to cause problems for me, actually. You know, I'm obviously not famous enough to be assassinated as a result of my comments yet, so that's one bonus. Certainly it's not going to be difficult to discredit me in terms of the lifestyle that I've led, because as I've said before, I've done some pretty questionable things, things I'm not proud of, things that, you know, I've got to take responsibility for, you know, and yeah, things that would make me as an individual easy to discredit, but nothing that will discredit the message that I'm trying to share. So please, you know, please consider the message, and if you agree with it, please share it, because this is a really important time in history now, and this is the time that we need to act, because we've been talking about it for centuries, and things have been going on the way that they are for centuries, and I don't think that we need to put up with it much longer, actually. And I think that we're intelligent enough, and we're sensitive enough, and we're spiritual enough to make a change, and the change might not be comfortable for everyone, you know. The change might be difficult, but it will benefit everyone in the long run. And it comes back again to what I spoke about in my very first video of, you know, developing an understanding with your environment, and recognising, you know, yourselves to be a part of your environment, and recognising the interconnected nature of all of it. I think when you can do that, it's going to become easier to disband with the notions of materialism that you've been raised with by the media, because it's these notions that are making what I say sound impossible. It's these notions that are basically, continuing to causing you to continue to labour under the misapprehension that society possibly couldn't function without a monetary system in place, because it can, it absolutely can. Even in a reduced capacity, that's certainly something we could start doing. As I said, for the staple provisions, for the necessities, I think we need to take money out of the picture. For luxury items, well, then maybe keep it as an optional thing. I don't know. There's lots to talk about anyway, and I hope we'll get the opportunity to talk about this. And I hope you'll see that it ain't just the words of a kind of jaded, paranoid madman, although I might fit that description. They are the words of truth, and they can become reality, and it just depends on how much you want it, and you've got to want it. You've got to want it more than you want the flat screen television. You've got to want it more than you want an Armani suit. You've got to want it more than you want the iPhone 6. You've got to want it more than you want to be the hardest cunt on your manor. You've got to want it more than all those things, and if you do want it, you can have it, and we can have a beautiful world for everybody. I'm Mike Hunt. This has been a few videos about what I reckon, and there will be a few more coming in the future if you start watching them. Thank you very much. Bye bye.